Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here with another Way Back Wednesday where I will be talking about all the books that I read in January of 2023. It is really hard to think about and believe that I read these books 2 years ago now. We're getting into, more recent reads, and it's just crazy to think that this was only 2 years ago. So, I read a total of 3 books this month. 2 of them were new, one was a reread. The first book that I finished was The Beast by Katee Robert. This is number 4 in her Wicked Villains series, so it is a spicy book. It's a spicy book that's villain retellings. So like the first one was Jasmine and Jafar. The second one was Hades and Meg and Hercules. And the third one was Tinkerbell and Hook. This one is Belle and Gaston and a guy they call Beast. Because he's just like a big old honking guy. It's a very spicy book. Basically, like, Belle has to choose between the 2 boys, men, and until she can, they're like doing this throuple thing, and then because she's trying to like keep power for her family in this town, again, all of these are connected, they're all set in the same town. So it's like a throuple thing. and lots of spice. Looking back at it, I think I gave it like a 3 or 4 star. This was not my favorite book out of this series. It was okay. I didn't like it. I really liked the one before this, which was, I don't remember. The one with Hook and Tinkerbell. I liked that one, but I don't remember the name of it. Anyway, this was just, I was reading through Katee Roberts' backlog, like backlist, and it was free on Hoopla, so I downloaded it and read it, and that's another book that I read. The next book I read was Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. In this book, you are following Vera. She is coming home to take care of her dying mother, and their house is very well known. It's known as the Crowder House because her father was a serial killer. So she's coming home to this house where her father was taken from her, and strange things start happening. There's notes left around the house. There's weird sounds, weird visions. There is an artist living in like the shed of the house that Vera doesn't know he's there until she comes to take care of her mother. And she soon finds out that he is not the one leaving these notes, and so she's trying to figure out what's happening here. I really liked this book. The ending is super trippy. I feel like the ending is really what gets people. Like, you love it because of the ending, or you don't love it because of the ending. I really enjoyed getting up to the ending, and then the ending happened, and I was like, okay, that was weird, but okay. Like, it knocked it down a little bit for me in rating-wise. Just because, I don't know, I didn't enjoy the ending. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. And normally I'm not one to like scoff at weird endings or weird parts of books, but this one just, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite ending. But I liked the book up until that, and I still liked the book overall. It just, be forewarned, it has a weird ending. And the last book that I read in January of 2023 was Firestarter by Stephen King. I had first read this book like probably close to 10 years ago when I was in high school. No, probably close to 20 years ago when I was in high school. When I was a junior and senior, I was a junior, and that's when I really started my like love of Stephen King and started reading all of his books. I'm pretty sure I read this one when I was a senior in high school, so it's been a while. If you don't know anything about Firestarter, you are following Charlie and her dad. They are on the run from something called the Institute? I don't think that's what it's called. I don't remember. They're on the run from like this government testing thing. You find out that Charlie's dad and her mother met when they were in college because they had both signed up to be in this like trial for medications or something like that, and they both ended up getting like superpowers, kind of. And then Charlie was born, and it turns out that Charlie also has powers. And so this entity that I can't remember the name of, it's not the Institute, but it's something like that, is looking for her because her powers are starting to manifest and they want her. And her powers are pyrokinesis. She can obviously Firestarter, light things on fire. Although I had first read this several years ago, I still remembered parts of it. There are 2 movies based on this book. I don't remember. I think I've seen the original one with Drew Barrymore. She plays Charlie. That one was a pretty good adaptation. The new one with Zac Efron, skip it. That movie was awful. Like, I can usually sit through a bad horror movie, but that movie was just, well, it was very, very poorly made. Anyway, this is classic old Stephen King, where there's a lot of words and a lot of things happen, but it's also like really trippy, you know, mind stuff and pyrokinesis and stuff like that. I like it. Firestarter is not my favorite book by him, but I was, you know, excited to read it again because it had been a long time since I'd read it, and I was at the library and saw it, so I picked it up. And I believe that I had started it in December. I only read 3 books this month because I started a bunch of books in January that just took me a long time to get through, so I didn't actually finish them till February. So my next Way Back Wednesday video will have many, many more books to talk about because I just read some chunky books and I didn't finish them before the end of January. But I did read 3, and I'm happy when I can get 1 book read in a month. And especially because Firestarter is a pretty thick book. I'm proud of the accomplishment. So now I want to know, have you read any of these books? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.